What is GeckoLinux, I hear you say? Right? Hey, if I asked most people that, or asked myself that, I'd be like, huh? What is that? No, no, it's not something that one should need to call emergency service for, or something along those lines, or need to run away screaming. GeckoLinux is a spin based on OpenSUSE, whereas you get tons of distros that are based on Debian and Ubuntu. Really, those two are mainly the big two, and some based on Fedora. You get many that are based on OpenSUSE. So Gecko has two versions. They have the static version, which is you can guess is based on Leap, and Tumbleweed, which is based on Tumbleweed, and of course for GeckoLinux it is called Rolling. So essentially, what they've done here is a whole lot of additional features where they've basically taken OpenSUSE, done some customization to it, mainly improved its fonts, rendering, power management, adding codecs out of the box, making sure that when you install a package, it doesn't go and add all the additional preferred packages like OpenSUSE does, so saves on storage space by doing that, as well as it does try to also only use Zyper package management, so it doesn't use or pre-install package kit. Hallelujah for that. Some of us, such as myself, in the past have been burnt badly with package kit, where it would just hang. And of course, by being as close to OpenSUSE as possible, the idea is if this GeckoLinux was to stop being produced or whatever, then you should, in theory, be able to continue updating your installation, and it will just update the necessary OpenSUSE editions. So here today, what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at one of the releases here of this. We're going to install it and compare it to normal SUSE. So yeah, let's take a look. So carrying on with GeckoLinux, I opted to get GeckoLinux Linux Rolling Mate Edition, and because it's SUSE, let's just choose OpenSUSE and go next. And I'm just going to leave it called OpenSUSE and give this thing 4 gigs of memory and start it up. So of course, long on screen here still has the default OpenSUSE wallpaper. And what I'm looking forward to today is to just compare the difference between an OpenSUSE, Tumbleweed, and GeckoLinux Rolling Mate Edition. So as you can see here, the default Tumbleweed bootloader screen. And if you're wondering what is OpenSUSE Tumbleweed, well, of course, OpenSUSE Tumbleweed is OpenSUSE's rolling release distro, aka it's their equivalent of Arch, although some could argue it is better tested. Anyway, so taking a look here, OpenSUSE logo there, and I'm just gonna first install the system, right, to give it a fair shot. So Calamari's installer, location is fine. I'm gonna erase the disk, swap to file. Btrfs, by the way, OpenSUSE defaults to Btrfs. Gosh, Gecko. Type in a very strong password. Use it the same for admin, aka root account. Go next and install. Yeah. We just want to install it. So, normal OpenSUSE. So, OpenSUSE has a couple of normal installation options. They've got a net install CD, which basically, like most distros, is a basic get everything running so you can connect to the internet and then download the new packages, install. I've used that multiple times myself, never really had issues. And then, of course, they've also got a full DVD or ISO, which has most of the most common packages, usually all the desktop environments. But of course, the only issue with these is they become out of date. If using normal SUSE or OpenSUSE Leap, which gets point in time releases, not too much an issue of the ISIS age. Of course, something like Tumbleweed can get out of date really, really quickly. Um, okay, so it's finished installing. Let's give it a quick restart and let it carry on. Okay, rolling Marte. Let's increase the resolution a little bit. Log in. Go to system settings. System tools screen. Suppose I need to go to Yastia. Yet another setup tool. Possibly one of the best things about OpenSUSE, if not the best thing. It literally allows you to configure all your hardware really easily, out of the box. No issues there. But a lot of other distros these days often have something slightly similar, or they have the control center built into the desktop environment, like Mate or KDE. So let's just turn this to workable. Keep. Okay, cool. So here we are. As we can see, default it still has the control center. Just going to check what software repos. So as you can see, it has the Pacman Tumbleweed repo. So Pacman is a repository with additional non-free or non-open source software. Again, you can add Pacman to normal OpenSUSE. You don't need Gecko. Then all the Tumbleweed updates, Google Chrome, Google Talk, NVIDIA, Skype. So really what's nice here is by looking at these repos, if you were to repeatedly update this distro, it should stay pretty much up to date, and you don't have to worry about, let's say tomorrow it gets discontinued for whatever reason, you should still be able to update it accordingly, just because of the way the package manager packages are, which I think is pretty cool, pretty decent. 800 megs of memory being used, only use 5.4 gigs, and kernel Linux 5.16, and you can see when this was released. So not too long ago. Compared to normal OpenSUSE, well, it can play proprietary video and audio codecs out of the box, which is great. Some sane software, Firefox, Libra, Appearance, Pulse Audio, VLC. Really great distro here. Let's see if we can update it. So I'm going to open up the terminal, and I'm going to go sudo and zyper update. Right, and of course zipper is the repo, or what's the package manager. File from repository central.minor key. Do we want to continue? Yes. Right, so the key for the Google Chrome repos either changed or wasn't confirmed when this was built, hence the unknown key warning. Not a massive issue, but again, if you're a brand new user, not great. Especially if you're a new user and you're gonna go, what is this key thing? But again, I can't blame Gecko rolling for this. You will probably get the exact same thing in normal OpenSUSE. So why use this? Well, if you want to get OpenSUSE up and running easier and quicker, this is by far the way to do it. They don't really change too much. Maybe a little bit of styling changes. Most of the repos is a lot of sane repos that most people would use. NVIDIA, so it will be easy to install your NVIDIA drivers. I think the one thing lacking here is it would be nice if there was some form of an extra NVIDIA utility, something that a couple of other distros use, then make it easy to install the drivers. Right now, you're still going to have to Google. You're still going to have to try to work out what NVIDIA card you've got. It's going to be easier because you've already got the NVIDIA repos added, but I could do that in OpenSUSE as well, quite frankly. Um, as you can see here, a bunch of updates available, which we could just go ahead and update. But of course, since this is OpenSUSE Tumbleweed and I forgot, actually, I shouldn't ever do a Zyper update. I should do a dupe. So essentially what a dupe does is it actually goes ahead and it installs the latest snapshot, because how SUSE rolling is or tumbleweed, should I say, it's new releases, it's new snapshots. So it literally every couple of days they take a bunch of packages, snapshot it, and then send it out, and then people you should update your snapshot instead of just a couple of packages. So that's actually the correct way I should be updating this, to be completely honest. So here, for example, now I'm going to do distribution upgrade. Now it's asking me what's compatible. Now I see here it tells me there's a problem. Nothing provides kernel. Default needed to be installed by this Broadcom driver. So what do I do now? Do I keep the obsolete Broadcom driver? Do I uninstall the Broadcom driver? Do I break it? Ooh. Right? What do I do here? Now, I don't know, I'm just gonna deinstall it. Okay. One. Kernel requires a reboot. Okay, so it's upgrading the kernels. And it will go ahead, update, get the latest snapshot, and update itself. So yeah, I'm going to suggest if you're in the market and you want to get up and running quickly with OpenSUSE, and you don't want to fiddle with all the niggly bits, because getting it set up can be a tad laborious at times, especially when you need to add your own additional repos and getting some items of software working, then yeah, go ahead and try Gecko Linux. It has multiple desktop environments out of the box. Pick one that suits you. Go ahead and install it. Much easier to install than normal OpenSUSE, and yeah, have fun. For long-term use, I would generally stick with normal OpenSUSE and add everything on top of it. But that's just my personal opinion. I generally like to do that with my distros. Um, but yeah, if you use this or have any feedback, please leave your comments below. Bye for now.